didn't feel no fear in my heart. I was scared for them. That's how I felt. Like I was scared for them. Worst come to worst, yeah, my son.
Feel no trepidation in my heart. I was frightened for them. That is the way I felt like I was terrified for them previously come to most horrendously awful. Definitely my child that is all I'm contemplating right presently. Like Chrisean Rock is a virtuoso. I won't take that from her in. An astounding new development Blueface has ended his quiet directly from jail, revealing insight into the turbulent circumstance encompassing the notorious Chrisean burglary, yet rather than earning C and his disclosures have touched off a firestorm of analysis and ultimatums. What precisely happened to impel such rage? And could this mean certain doom for the once indivisible pair of Chrisean and Blueface since Blue got secured? Everyone been distraught about who's in the house you all could do without the fall, and you all could do without my numb nuts. The rapper, currently restricted in the slammer, has paused for a minute to ponder their relationship, and his opinions are a long way from genius. He's persuaded that he's been played, blaming Chrisean Rock for control. Yet the show doesn't end. Are we seeing the last nail in the casket for this wild relationship, or might there be more exciting bends in the road? Yet to unfurl, stay tuned as we unwind reality behind this grasping adventure. Yet, first, we should rewind to comprehend how the rapper wound up in a correctional facility. Blueface's detainment follows back to a probation infringement originating from an attack charge back in 2021. Just a genuine player will go to prison, seeming as though he will go to the Himalayas. No doubt amazing good fortune. Man reports propose that the quarrel included him and his company purportedly attacking a club bouncer, while the particulars prompting his detainment stay dinky. Blueface's mom, Carissa Saffold, alluded to the contribution of Jaden, Alexis, and Chrisean Rock, pointing fingers at their activities as impetus for her child's problems. Saffold web-based entertainment posts shed light on the turbulent occasions, charging that Alexis and Rock's activities prompted further legitimate difficulty for Blueface. As per her, Alexis purportedly tossed a glass at security, while Rock apparently hit a fan. Their inability to collaborate with authority probably exacerbated the circumstance, abandoning Blueface bars, and his mom crushed my child isn't intellectually skilled to assist her with unloading all of that stuff. She has a ton happening with Blueface bound. Everyone's eyes went to Chrisean Rock, whose way of behaving in the midst of the unrest caused a commotion and started contention in spite of past signs of continuing on from Blueface. Rock's unexpected shift in disposition got many unsuspecting took to Instagram Live to communicate her steadfast connection to Blueface eyeing the one-of-a-kind security they share, which she guarantees pariahs neglect to appreciate. And I thought, like, when he go to prison, you realize I was about to resemble okay cool extraordinary. However, at that point in her sincere live stream, Rock dug into the intricacies of their relationship. Thinking back about the pleasant minutes they shared before Blueface's detainment, she indicated a significant association, depicting their dynamic as dearest companion type energies, hinting a closeness that rises above customary comprehension, like how you spend like 24 hours on the call with one, like we be on the telephone. So lengthy anyway. Her sudden shift in perspective didn't get away from analysis. Fans and close partners voiced distrust over Rock's newly discovered dedication, scrutinizing the realness of her opinions. Allegations of advantage and key controls surfaced, with many marking her activities as just a frantic ploy for consideration. The unexpected resurgence of love from Rock towards Blueface in the midst of his detainment powered hypotheses of coordinated exposure stunts, discoloring her believability. According to cynics, and afterward she playing with us, and afterward on when he forget where he came from again, as though Chrisean Rock didn't as of now have sufficient dramatization on her plate. It appears to be another situation is unfolding in her corner. This time it's web-based entertainment observers focusing, as well as a conspicuous figure in Blueface's camp, his Chief Wack 100 in a searing T8. On Instagram, Wack 100 meant no words, while finding fault unequivocally on Christian Stone for Blueface's flow spell in the slammer cap. Simply a clout move, he shouted at. Excusing Rock's public help for Blueface during his court appearances, she's the justification for why he's in their imitation. The cap Wack 100 feelings repeated those of Blueface's mom, Carissa Saffold, who had recently circulated her complaints via virtual entertainment, asserting Stone's contribution in compounding her child's lawful issues with such compelling voices and Blueface's internal circle pointing fingers at Rock. The focus on her activities has strengthened, leaving many pondering about the veracity of her expectations. Did you notice, like in any event, when you hit him? We assumed a misfortune, this truckload of addressing. I get no, it's not addressing, we didn't lost million. The fight between Wack 100 and Chrisean Rock isn't simply a conflict of characters yet an impression of the wild elements encompassing Blueface's existence. With each passing disclosure, the story becomes progressively complicated, obscuring the lines between dependability control and personal responsibility handle. Them generally that handle all that Wack handle it. You're not communicate with me. You said might you at any point keep them individual while you talk yet, right when you figured pressures couldn't raise further late occasions, have pushed this fight into overdrive, pushing the limits of a generally dubious circumstance. Chrisean Rock, previously entangled in discussion, wound up at the focal point of one more embarrassment this time, including an endeavored theft at her California home in a chilling record. Shared during a live meeting, Rock described a nerve-wracking occurrence that unfurled in the early hours of the morning. Blueface's dad, dwelling with Rock, ventured outside to go to work just to find his vehicle tires sliced and two equipped men holding up aim on breaking into the house. Luckily, the Assange ran away from the area after acknowledging there was nothing important to take from Blueface's dad. The weightiness of the circumstance provoked Rock to underscore the significance of safety, particularly with a small kid in the family. Furnished safety efforts were expeditiously executed to shield against future interruptions, flagging Stone's assurance to safeguard her family no matter what. Anyway, Rock didn't stop there. In a strong move that sent shockwave through virtual entertainment, openly blamed Wack 100, Blueface's supervisor, for coordinating the endeavored burglary. During a red-hot Instagram live meeting, Rock straightforwardly defied Wack 100, implying his contribution in the upsetting episode. Are you in any event? Getting yourself included? You should be the mother that sent them here to loot us. Discussing it didn't occur. The allegation ignited a savage trade among Rock and Wack 100, with the two players energetically protecting their positions. Wack 100 eagerly denied any contribution, excusing Rock's cases as unjustifiable and naming them as a clout move. He even ventured to such an extreme as to survey the house's security film, declaring that there was no proof of a theft occurring. Gracious, my chief, just thing I'm saying this, could we at any point keep the individual undaunted by Wack 100's counterstone held fast, keeping up with that her charges were established. In truth, she tested Wack 100 to quit lying and address the more extensive ramifications of his activities, blaming him for endeavoring to ingrain dread and control what is going on to her burden. Play with some like that, brother. We got a youngster yod, you ought to have inquired as to whether we as great. You do. You want send insurance around there. Regardless of Rock's intense declarations, suspicions started to arise among fans and pundits. The same many scrutinized the veracity of her cases, highlighting irregularities in her proclamations and the shortfall of observation film to confirm her accounts. Some even disparaged the idea of risk inside the family, noticing Rock's choice to dwell there notwithstanding the supposed danger. And it's simply not giving, it's a wreck. It's a warm one. Wreck. In the midst of the whirling debate and allegations, Blueface himself rose up out of the shadows with an astounding position, one that surprised numerous and further energized the blazes of hypothesis. As opposed to offering public help or approval for Chrisean Rock's claims, the rapper took an obviously unique course, flagging a conclusive change in their turbulent relationships. She knows how to control, so she controlled me to believing that she was about me in a confidential trade that hardly unfurled today. Blueface gave an immediate final offer to Shake, requesting her quick takeoff from his home and encouraging her to stop all contact with him and his director. Wack 100, the discussion portrayed as warmed and full strain, uncovered the rapper developing dissatisfaction with Rock's contribution in the continuous show, encompassing his life sources. Near the circumstance uncovered that Blueface communicated irritation with Rock's way of behaving, portraying it as manipulative and driven by a determined quest for distinction and consideration. His choice to move away from Rock comes closely following his earlier explanations, in which he freely got down on her supposed manipulative propensities and unquenchable